If there was a God, why has he let all these things happen? And I think all these things are supposed to happen because this is not heaven. And this is where we will see where you will land in this. So all this greed is happening and people are taking. And are you?
Okay, so you are using terminologies that are biblical, like disciples, heaven. You're using terminologies that are biblical. So do you believe in the Bible?
Not quite.
So you don't believe in the Bible, but you use biblical terms.
Yes, because I do believe that there has been maybe good things written. Because I've talked to a lot of different people from religions, different parts of the world. Like I was raised Catholic in Ireland, right? But they would go. You go to a church and they just, a sermon. And it would never really stay in my head. I could repeat it, but I wouldn't understand it. And then I went and worked on the boats, and I was in the islands, talking to a lady on the street, and she sat down and told me the story from the Bible that I went, oh. And then she told me the whole kind of meaning behind it, and then it made sense. And so my religion of how I was raised with Irish Catholic, it's very like, condemning and, my religion doesn't condemn. My God.
What is your religion?
No religion. God's religion. The streets are my religion.
The streets is your religion.
Yeah.
So you created a whole religion out of your imagination.
It's God's imagination, isn't it? It's God's.
Let me show you what God says, right? Because you telling me about something that comes from your mind. But let me show you in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6, verse 16. This is what it says. There's a reason why I ask you, where does your belief stems from? Because I thought you was going to say the Bible, because you use the term disciples, and we know the disciples were disciples of Christ. You use the term heavens. You use the word God, right? Hold on. I'm going to let you speak. Let me just show you this real quick, right? You see, I was listening to you, right? Patiently. Now, in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6, verse 16, this is what it says. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths. So there are old paths. We know about the Babylonian paths, we know about the Egyptian paths, and we also know about the Israelite paths. So there are many paths, right? Let's keep on going. Where is the good way? And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. Right? So this is talking about the Israelites. So we have to look at the old paths and find out which one is the good way. We cannot come now and create something new out of our imagination, which is what a lot of white people tend to do. This is why today we have New Age. You're familiar about New Ageism, right? Where white people just take a bunch of philosophies and mingle them together and say, you know what, this is out of my heart. No, this is out of your imagination, and it has nothing to do with God.
No, of course, that's what I said. It comes from God. God's like, doesn't God speak through you? What about a person that's born in a place that's never seen a piece of paper, that doesn't read, but they're good people? God wants kindness. Kindness, it's our heart. Our heart is God. Art and showing to the life, but it's God is through me.
But how do we know what God says?
Because we are in the likeness of God.
So you saying basically in your heart, right? So now, do you know about NAMBLA, the North American Man Boy Association? That's a group that was around, I'll say in the 80s, and they were fighting for the rights to have sex with children. And in their heart, they believed that it was from God. So now you telling me that I'm supposed to submit to what you believe that's in your heart. What about the NAMBLA, the members of the NAMBLA who believe that it was in their heart to have sex with little children? So now, when it comes to God and what God wants, it cannot be subjective. Because if it is subjective, we're going to have you who said that I work for the streets. And we're going to have another organization that says, you know what? We need to have sex with children. And there's going to be another organization, not to win the argument. I'm using common sense to show you that we cannot be subjective when it comes to God, because anybody's going to have their own perception.
But what about before? That's the whole thing. I've seen many of people preach the Bible and put their hand. they go to church, and then they're the most evilest, worst type of people.
The Bible speaks about that. They are hypocrites.
Right. And so, to me, what some people like, where did the Bible come from? It was man's hands, yes?
Yeah, it was man. It was the Israelite scribes who put down what they were inspired by God, and also history, because the Bible is historical as well.
History. I love history. My son is a historian. And so, yes, as I say, I came up to you. Like, not many white girls are coming up to this table, right?
Well, many white girls come to us to tell us that they are sorry what their forefathers have done to our people, and they prove to us that they love us.
Yes.
They do that often.
Oh, good. Okay, that's
Would you like to prove to us that you love us? Do you love black people, first of all?
Yeah, I love everybody. I love and hate.
Because I'm asking that because I know white people hate black people. Historically, white people have a strong hatred for black and Hispanic people. So I'm asking you. I'm gonna ask you the question again. Just like the other white people,
Yes,
are you?
I love everybody. I love everybody.
You love everybody.
I love everybody equally. I will, whoever comes to me, I will be open arms with. I love everybody except pedophiles.
Except what?
Pedophiles.
Except pedophiles. Okay, so now let me ask you a question. You say you love everybody, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you recognize what your people
Yes.
have done to my people?
Do you know that the people that did to your people are still doing it to my people in the north of Ireland? Do you know Ireland? Do you know anything
Yes.
about Ireland?
I'm very familiar with Ireland because black people ruled Ireland at some point until your people came and conquered them and whitewashed history.
Oh, really? What?
Are you familiar with the Dark Ages?
There was. What do you mean? People.
Are you familiar with the Dark Ages?
No.
You're not familiar with the Dark Ages because your people have whitewashed history. That's why you're not familiar with the black people that ruled Europe.
Listen, I saw something in this country, right? And I saw this documentary of how New York was built, how America was built, and they showed this island with a hut on it, and the hut was there for slaves, and that was it. That's how Manhattan got built. That's how America got built, and so it was all built on slavery alone. That's how money. That was how the trade happened. How everything happened.
Right. That's how your people got ahead. Your people got ahead from
They took it all from.
right by oppressing not just Africa but also the native Indians. It was the Jews that were in Africa that your people
They're not my
oppressed.
people. They're not my people. I'm Irish.
You are you white?
Yes.
Yeah, that's your people.
It's not my people.
We have an example that is very. Hold on. If we both speaking, that we're not gonna hear each other, right? We have a recent example of all white people are the same. We have Elon Musk. He is from South Africa, and we can see how the Trump administration, have treated people from Venezuela, people from Haiti, people from Mexico, right? But do you see how he is treating the people from South Africa who are also immigrants? Are they being treated the same as the black and Hispanic?
Of course not. That's what
You know why? Because y'all are all white. Y'all are all devils, according to the Bible. You are all the same.
And that's where you want to fight the good fight. So now you're racist. Now you hate white people.
God hate white people.
God hates white people.
Yes, and I'm not racist. I do not have the power to be racist.
I could, like, after me going to a country and then having my children in that country, and then there's like black and white in all of us. What about half-cat people who are black and white?
Well, there's no such thing as a mixed race. That's just a modern way of seeing things. According to the Bible, right? According to the old ways or the old paths. Hold on. Remember, I told you if we both speaking, we're not going to hear each other. I've been very cordial with you, right? I listen to your point. So listen to me when I speak. Have a little discipline, right? According to the Bible, according to the old ways, you are what your father is. Now, God did not want us to have interracial sex. God wants the races to be separate, right? But if two races end up mixing, that child is going to be whatever the father is. I'll give you a perfect example and I'll listen to you. Let's take Bob Marley, for example, who the whole world is familiar with. Bob Marley's mother was a black Jamaican woman. But Bob Marley's father was a white man. Bob Marley is a white man. You know why? Because his father is white. So there's no such thing as a mixed race. As far as the hatred for white people, that's what the Bible says. God hates white people. These are not my words.
Now I'm going to hate the Bible more. So I'm out.
You hate the Bible?
I hate the Bible. You've lost me.
Are you saying you hate the Bible because God hates? You know why you hate the Bible?
No,
You hate. Let me tell you.
You've interrupted me quite a few times.
Let me tell you why you hate the Bible. Let me tell you. You hate the Bible.
I'm telling you that.
I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna listen, then I'll speak.
You got me mad because, like, how am I supposed to be mad? You're telling me God hates me, and then you want, like, our support. Like, we are out here fighting for you. You know how many fights I've had with white people to try to fucking slam their disgusting mouth down? How many times I've actually, this guy was being mugged by a couple. I stopped that. Like, we're out here trying to fight and trying to make the world better. And it's people, we're fighting. We're out here fucking because it's unjust and it's, I know the.
You see how I just listened to you? You're gonna run away? Do you see how I just listened to you, right? I heard your rage, but I heard you. I listened to every word you say, and I was quiet. Now, are you going to be quiet as I respond to you? Okay. You know why you hate God? Because
I don't hate God. Sorry, God. I was just making a point.
you just did. You just did what I told you not to do. You just interrupted me after I listened to you and did not interrupt you. You need to learn something.
You're quoting.
You need to learn something. You need to learn something that is called discipline. You need to learn something. If you did not hate, if you did not hate the Bible, you said you hate God more. You hate the Bible more. All right. If you did not hate the Bible, you know what you would have learned? You would have learned to listen to the end of the matter when someone is speaking. That is in the Bible. When someone is speaking, just listen to the end of the matter before you speak. You have no discipline because you do not hate. You can respond after if you feel that. Like, I've listened to you, right? So now let me respond to what you said. You say you hate the Bible. No problem. You hate the Bible even more. If it says that God hate white people, and I'm going to tell you why you hate the Bible. The reason is because white people only care about themselves. You don't care about nobody else's perception of life. Even God, you do not care because God say he hates your people for a specific reason, not because of the color of your skin, but because as a nation, you murder other people. As a nation, you rob other people. As a nation, you commit act of violence against other people, and because of that, God hates you. And if you were a good white woman, as you are pretending to be, you would have recognized that your people have gone all over the earth and commit act of violence, and you would have felt some type of sympathy against the people who are fighting against oppression. You call me racist. Why? Because I'm fighting against oppression. You call me racist. Why? Because I'm telling you that according to the Bible, God hate white people. These are not my words. How could I be racist? You know what racists do? Racist people put crack cocaine in other nations' neighborhood. Racist people put my people in the prison by the millions. That's what racists do. I do not have the power to be racist against you. I could be prejudiced because of your people's history. And I have the right to look at you as a deceiver because for hundreds of years, all your people have done, for hundreds of years, all your people have done to my people is deceive my people and oppress my people. And you have no sympathy at all whatsoever.
Was invaded, was killed. 4.5 million people died after the famine in Ireland. We were just in Ireland doing our own fucking thing, doing our potatoes. We're not invading. Ireland's never invaded anywhere. We're just good people. And the fucking Bible's got something about the Irish in there too. We're good people and we're not fucking hated by the Bible.
White people only care about themselves. They do not care, not even about God. As much she pretends to love God, she created a whole religion out of her imagination. The same way that the pedophiles who founded NAMBLA created a whole religion that justified pedophilia. White people are the devil that the Bible speaks of. Shalom.
And we calling on everybody. Every Thursday night, we got a radio show called Cross the Line Radio. You can call in and talk about anything you want. We can talk about the virgin birth, immaculate conception, is Jesus God, who we should pray for, is salvation for everyone, can everyone be saved? Listen, all you got to do is call us up Thursday night, 10 p.m. The number is 917-779-9499. Cross the line if you think you got what it takes.